I was the child no one believed in, ignored, overlooked, forgotten, until I built a life they couldn't touch. I learned early how to become invisible without leaving the room. In our house, love wasn't missing. It was just unevenly distributed. It flowed loudly toward my brother, filling spaces with reassurance and praise, while I learned to live in the quiet edges. No one told me I was less important. No one had to. It was in who was called first, who was waited for, whose mistakes were softened with smiles. I learned to notice before I learned to speak. The creak of the hallway floor meant footsteps. If they slowed near my door, I held my breath. If they passed, I exhaled and told myself I hadn't needed anything anyway. My brother's room was closer to the living room, so the footsteps lingered there. Laughter traveled easily through walls. Concern did too. My room learned silence. I was 6 the first time I noticed it clearly. Not the absence of love. Children don't have language for that yet. But the imbalance. My brother spilled juice on the couch. My mother laughed and said, "Careful next time, sweetheart." I knocked over my cup later that evening. She sighed, stood up slowly, and handed me a towel without looking at my face. "Why can't you be more careful?" I cleaned it quietly. I remember thinking the mess wasn't the problem. I was. That was how it worked. Small moments. No shouting. No cruelty you could point to and name. Just a pattern of attention that curved around me like water around a stone. At school events, my parents sat forward when my brother performed. When it was my turn, they checked their phones. At dinner, his stories were interrupted with questions, mine with silence. If I stopped talking mid-sentence, no one noticed. I learned to finish my thoughts inside my head, where they wouldn't be cut off. By 10, I was an expert observer. I knew when to ask for things, rarely, and how to ask, softly, apologetically,